solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
In May 2019, Professor Babagana Umara ZULUM entered into covenant with the people of Borno State as the 7th Executive Governor of Borno State. This followed an overwhelming victory when the people of Borno massively voted for him in March 2019 general elections to pilot the administration of the state for a first 4-year term. Nearly 4 years down memory lane, Governor ZULUM has proved that the covenant he signed with Borno people in May 2019 is fulfilled as his administration has piloted the state from the darkest moments of its history to a shining star in the desert. In the nearly 4 years of his administration, Governor Babagana Umara ZULUM has executed over 600 projects and policies meant to fast-track development in the state. These projects, which are people-centered, are spread across security, education, health infrastructure, youth, trade and investment, women empowerment, job creation, water, and the environment as contained in his well-articulated 10-point pact aimed at transforming the state to a post-insurgency recovery and the sustainable development of Borno. Governor ZULUM also launched a 25-year development plan and 10-year strategic transformation initiative to fast-track recovery plan of Borno State. Equally, to woo investors in harnessing the rich potentials that are abound in Borno State, which will further stimulate growth and development in line with Professor Babagana Umara's post-insurgency drive.
Today represents a unique milestone in the history of development of Borno State. Today represents the triumph of hope over hopelessness, confidence over pessimism, and optimism over despondency.
In his quest to end the over decade-long insurgency and accelerate his transformation agenda, the ZULUM-led administration in nearly 4 years has massively supported the military in a bid to bring to an end the insurgency, thereby ensuring that a lasting and sustainable peace returns to the state. Because, as he often says, the nexus between peace, security and development cannot be overemphasized. Governor ZULUM over the years has procured over 1,300 surveillance patrol vehicles and provided operational logistics to the military, the police, DSS and other security outfits, including the Civilian Joint Task Force, Vigilante and Hunters, among other volunteers. Professor Babagana Umara has also procured armored personnel carriers to the Nigerian police to enhance security operations in the state.
Government of Borno State under my distinguished leadership will continue to support the Nigerian police force with a view to meeting its objectives.
Governor ZULUM has also inaugurated a combined security outfit called the Rapid Response Squad, a surveillance patrol team on the highways to respond to any security threat. The Rapid Response Squad is made up of the police, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Civilian Joint Task Force, the Vigilante and Hunters.
We shall remain resolute, firm and courageous to implement all objectives that will bring peace in the state. As the Chief Security Officer of the state, this is a constitutional responsibility I was sworn to upon, and I must do just that.
The team from Agro Ranger Special Force, which is a combination rescue team.
Also, the ZULUM-led administration has launched the Agro Rangers Squad, mainly to guard and protect farmers and their farmlands during cropping season, that is rainy and dry season farming. The Agro Rangers is also made up of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Civilian Joint Task Force, Vigilante and Hunters.
The main vision behind this decision is to ensure that farmers who are willing to farm shall be protected against external aggression, either by insurgents or by some certain bandits. Food supply is very important. and we want IDPs to go back home, to go back to farm and start their normal farming activities. And the only way we can protect them is to provide adequate security to them.
Governor Babagana UMARA has also, in the life of his administration, held security summits towards taming insurgency in Borno State.
We need to open up serious dialogue with the insurgents to find amicable and lasting solutions.
Professor ZULUM, in addition to that, has institutionalized the Civilian Joint Task Force and other volunteers, increased their monthly salaries by more than 50% in addition to end-of-year bonuses. The Civilian Joint Task Force, hunters and vigilante are well kitted and are supporting the military in the onslaught against the insurgents. The administration of Professor Babagana Umara Zulum has provided scholarship to the tune of 300 billion naira to 300 orphans of volunteers that died at the front line in phase 1 of the scheme under the Borno Heroes Support, consisting of 190 boys and 110 girls to cover their educational needs, being the first of its kind in the state.
The emergence of civilian volunteers has changed the narrative in the fight against Boko Haram insurgency in the state. As a result of this, many fighters lost their lives, leaving behind orphans and widows. Hence the award of scholarship to carefully selected 300 orphans to cushion their hardship in recognition of their parents' sacrifice to the state. And this program will continue to exist, inshallah, during my tenure as the governor of Borno State.
Similarly, Governor Zulum has been supporting the widows and orphans of the slain gallant volunteers with livelihood support to cushion their hardship and enable them become economically self-reliant. As part of morale boosting to the armed forces, Governor Zulum consistently visits military formations at the front line and identify with them in addition to series of engagements with top brass of the nation's armed forces, including the multinational Joint Task Force. In his desire to end the insurgency, Governor Zulum has embarked on kinetic and non-kinetic approach, which has yielded success.
His Excellency Professor Zulum has contributed immensely to the successes so far achieved. We have said it over time that our efforts being kinetic is just about 25%. 75% is the non-kinetic, and that is where he comes in.
The governor of Borno State is a performing governor because he has empowered the police with both capacity and even support for our widows and deceased.
Borno State government, led by His Excellency the Executive Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, has supported the air component Operation Hadinkai immensely.
From the successes recorded, a substantial number of Boko Haram/ISWAP terrorists have laid down their arms and are surrendering to the security agents, while Borno State government has, in collaboration with the military, introduced a radicalization program to enable the surrenderees reform and engage in meaningful ventures when they are reintegrated into the society. Driven by the passion to change the ailing education system in Borno State as part of his administration's post-insurgency recovery plan, the Professor Babagana Umara-led administration in nearly 4 years has transformed the pattern of education. His administration has constructed destroyed schools and furnished them, equally constructed 24 new mega-sized schools of 40 and 60 classrooms across the state, in addition to the construction of 626 classrooms and 525 conveniences in 100 schools across the state.
It is indeed a great milestone in our resolve to reject the education sector and cut up on the educational needs of the people of these areas and their environments.
Similarly, Professor Babagana Umar's drive to make education a wheel of transformation has made him to consistently visit schools and organize competency tests on the teachers to ascertain their capacity towards imparting the desired knowledge to the young ones. The ZULUM-led administration has approved payment of 30,000 naira minimum wage to qualified LEA teachers in Borno State. To ensure pupils and students get the desired education, the ZULUM-led administration has recruited 800 teachers, mostly science-based, in addition to the training of those in service of the state government.
This is indeed a milestone achievement in the history of the teaching service world. While this recruitment exercise was conducted for science-based courses, plus English in particular.
The Borno State government also built and furnished 64 teachers' quarters in Maiduguri, Banki, and Mafa to encourage rural posting. Similarly, Governor Zulum spearheaded the enrollment of over 100,000 school-age and the out-of-school children due to Boko Haram insurgency under the Better Education Service Delivery for All BESDA. Again, government has introduced the school feeding program in all rural day schools in addition to free uniforms, books, bags and sandals, while those coming from far places were given bicycles to encourage them for a better future.
Education is the bedrock of any development. The quantum of people in this town that have never been enrolled into school, some of them are within the age brackets of 10, 11, 15, 16. The number is so increasing, and therefore government will do everything possible to ensure that children of this community are being enrolled into primary schools, secondary school, and even into tertiary institutions.
Similarly, the ZULUM-led administration, in collaboration with the Adolescent Girl-Child Initiative for Learning and Empowerment Agile, has disbursed grants to public schools. This is to ensure the revival of girl-child education in the state and honor teachers that have contributed to the development of education.
We normally hear teachers' reward are in heaven. I am a testimony. Teachers' reward are not just in heaven, we can also find it here on earth. And this is the result. So for you to get this, it means you have to be up and doing. This administration is after who does what. You need to have what? Result. Not just I'm a teacher, I'm a principal, I'm a dad. No. What is your achievement? If you are good, if you are hardworking, this government is ready to help you. We have seen it and I'm a testimony.
Borno State, under the watch of Governor Zulum, has consistently settled all the commitments for WAEC, NECO and NAPTEP to its indigents, while 11 rural schools have been resettled to their original locations. The administration has constructed ultra-modern library complex, remodeled the destroyed College of Education Bama, and constructed a skills acquisition center for women at Bolori 2. Also, the Governor Zulum-led administration has established a mega-sized vocational training institute at Muna, commissioned by President Muhammadu Buhari, designed to train at least 1,200 vulnerable youths at a time in 16 different trades that include automobile, ICT, welding, solar panel construction, tailoring, computer application, among others. Similarly, 8 vocational centers were also constructed at Magumeri, Kaga, Goza, Mafa, Dikwa, Bama, while another mega-sized skill acquisition center is under construction in Biu, as well as completed and furnished the Marama Community Skills Acquisition Center. These vocational centers have so far trained over 20,000 artisans and craftsmen and are currently adding value to their lives and the economy of the state.
My own dream is to open a very big factory of fashion and designing. Professor Babagana Umara ZULUM is one of another kind. We have never seen such in Borno State. And his own giant stride is taking us to where we cannot even imagine. We have never imagined that things are going to turn up this way. So, Professor Babagana Umara ZULUM, we are very grateful for what he has been doing and what he is going to do, because we hope that he is going to be patient to take us for another 4 years.
It gladdens my heart that the Almighty should bestow on me not only to spearhead the nurturing of the university, but remarkably to partake in the maiden Senate meeting in the university as a visitor.
Another example, if you have...
Also during the first term of Governor Zulum's administration, the Borno State University has commenced academic session following the construction of new structures that includes hostels, professorial and staff quarters, lecture halls, auditorium, the completion of the Senate building commissioned by President Muhammadu Buhari, road and drainage network with its pioneer students in their 4th year now. Similarly, the administration has sustained the payment of scholarship to 38,776 Borno indigents studying within and outside the country, while the Scholarship Board office has been remodeled to ensure effective service delivery.
Then we also have the ophthalmology department, the dental care, and then the accident and emergency is where we are.
The ZULUM administration is also constructing a teaching hospital and College of Medical Sciences for the Borno State University as part of its commitment to improve healthcare service and requirement for the College of Medical Sciences of the Borno State University, BOSU.
This is a 400-bed proposed Borno State University Teaching Hospital site. The quality of work done here needs to be commended very well. And then we have seen many university teaching hospitals across the country and also abroad. And it is my sincere belief that after completing this project, this will be one of the beautiful, if not most beautiful, teaching hospitals in Nigeria. The existing secondary health facilities that we have here in Maiduguri are overstretched, hence the need to build the university teaching hospital, not only to provide services needed with the view to enhance the quality of our students that are coming up to study medicine in the state university, but also to provide qualitative and affordable healthcare delivery systems to the people of Borno State.
Na gode zulum. Zulum ya taimake mu. Muna godiya da abin da gwamnati ta yi a lokacin kuma da muke neman sa.
Kawun gallin gozo harkan zambi suna naira ne falma fasin yau alhamdulillah.
Provision of qualitative, affordable and accessible healthcare service is one of the policy thrusts of the ZULUM-led government as contained in the 10-point agenda for enhanced healthcare service of Borno citizens. To this end, the administration has constructed, equipped and remodeled about 200 health facilities across the state. Governor Babagana Umara has, in less than 4 years, recruited over 700 medical doctors, nurses, midwives, pharmacists, radiologists and lab science technicians and deployed them to health centers to beef up the manpower needs in the health sector.
In fulfillment of our electioneering promises, the government of Borno State under my leadership has constructed a number of health projects in order to reduce the pressure on the tertiary health facilities in the state. And most importantly, we have provided health personnel. Human capital development is very important.
The administration has as well inaugurated 700 million naira worth of free maternal health care, drugs, and mobile ambulances to ensure that people in rural and hard-to-reach areas have access to healthcare services.
The distribution of maternal drugs to over 70 healthcare centers in Borno State. It could be observed that large number of women are having difficulties access to healthcare facilities during delivery, and therefore this administration is determined to provide these drugs free to less privileged women in our society.
Professor ZULUM has also extended the service year of certified health personnel on the state government's payroll from 35 to 40 years of service and from 60 to 65 years of age.
Government has already closed the gap in terms of salaries between the states and the federal government. What a medical doctor would collect as a salary in federal institutions is what a medical doctor can collect as a salary in the state government.
Governor Babagana UMARA-led administration has built, furnished and allocated over 100 quarters to doctors to enhance service delivery.
All those that are willing to do their postgraduate studies, as soon as their time comes, government will provide full financial support to you.
This gesture will really go a long way in alleviating the sufferings of some of our colleagues who are currently renting apartment outside for their own family. Your Excellency, sir, and believe you me, sir, we are going to reciprocate by ensuring that we provide the appropriate services that is required by our people, by God's grace, inshallah.
To ensure service delivery across ministries, departments and agencies of government, Governor Babagana Umara Zulum has been frequenting MDAs at odd hours to assess efficiency at workplaces. Governor Zulum visits critical sectors to assess service delivery, especially hospitals, schools and public offices at both state and local government levels. Professor Babagana Umara sometimes drives himself and doesn't disclose places even to his close aides, all in an effort to ensure good governance and service delivery. The administration also established a contributory health scheme called the Borno State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency and inaugurated the Borno's Healthcare Fund with a sum of 418 million naira to 79 primary healthcare centers to sustain the effective and affordable healthcare to citizens. In addition, he offered free medical treatment to citizens in critical health conditions.
This administration recognizes the importance of health in the development of our society and is according topmost priority to it as encapsulated in the 10-fact agenda.
Provision of good roads and drainage network, as well as maintenance and expansion of existing urban and rural roads, is to further open up development and enhance movement and transportation of goods and services within the city and towns, which are in line with his agenda. The ZULUM-led administration in nearly 4 years through the Ministry of Works and the Borno State Road Maintenance Agency has constructed over 205 kilometers of township roads and drainage network in MMC, Jere, Kondega, Wakabiu, Askirauba, Damboa Chibok, Mbalala, among others.
Gaskiya mun gode ma gwamna, gaskiya mun ji dadin hanya sosai wallahi.
Zuwan wannan ainihin Professor Babagana Umara Zulum muka san ashe da siyasan da muke a baya kawai suna ne. Yanzu ne muka tabbatar mun samu mai ainihin ilimi basira wanda ya san ainihin kukan talakawa, yana jin shi kamar yau in ya kwanta in talaka bai samu abu yana jin shi a cikin sa. Kuma Allah ya sai sa kuma mu ya shafe mu ya zo ya mana duk abin da muke bukata wanda shekaruruka da suka wuce ba mu samu ba cikin karamin lokaci. Babagana Umara Zulum ya share wa mutanen Mai Musari, mutanen Jere, and then Borno at large.
The administration equally constructed a 4.5-kilometer twin-layer flyover at the custom roundabout to decongest the high volume of vehicular movements, in addition to the 10-kilometer dual carriageway along Custom Muna Highway, which was commissioned by President Muhammadu Buhari. The ZULUM-led government has dualized the Post Office Ahmadu Bello Way 3.1-kilometer road and 6.2-kilometer drainage including a bridge, while the Mogaram, Shehu, Sandakura and Lafia roads have also been dualized, in addition to a bridge that links El Kenemi roundabout to Lagos Street to ease congestion and movement of goods and services and adds aesthetic beauty to the city.
It is my singular honor and privilege to commission this very vital road, Isar Rahman Polytechnic Maiduguri to Ulari, to the glory of God and to the benefit of humanity.
The ZULUM administration has constructed a 2.17-kilometer road and 4.34-kilometer drainage network at the Ramat Polytechnic Junction to Ulari that links to the commercial hub at Bolleri stores. Equally, another 2.5-kilometer township road and 5-kilometer drainage was constructed at Bolori and commissioned by President Muhammadu Buhari. The administration also constructed the 4.88-kilometer road and 9.77-kilometer drainage network that links Abaganaram Railway, Gwaidamgari up to Flour Mills Junction, commissioned by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibanjo.
It is my very special pleasure and privilege to officially commission this road for the benefit of the people of Maiduguri and Borno State and all Nigerian people, and to the glory of the Almighty God.
The ZULUM-led administration, within 42 months in office, has procured about 100 buses to the fleet of the Borno Express Transport Corporation to improve inter- and intra-transport service at an affordable rate. In addition to that, the government has also procured and distributed 100 Toyota Ellie Saloon cars as township taxi and 500 tricycles, otherwise known as NAPEP, as loan to ease movement of goods and services. These vehicles were allocated to unemployed citizens to further reduce unemployment and enhance livelihood. Equally, additional 10 mass transit buses were added to the township bus shuttle.
In addition, government shall provide the sum of 50 million naira to 1,000 Kekenabe riders who are not part of this program to benefit from 50,000 naira each as cash support grant to boost their resilience in line with our economic empowerment. Let me use this opportunity to announce that government has provided 50% subsidy as beneficiaries are expected to pay only 50% of the cost of each of the items.
Supporting the insurgency, displaced communities and building resilience among people as well as cushioning their hardship has been the priority of Governor Zulum-led administration as he assumed the role of Borno's chief humanitarian officer, traversing the nooks and crannies of the state, supervising the distribution of relief items as well as cash support to about 2 million vulnerable people. Professor Babagana Umara, in the past 45 months as the governor of Borno State, has sacrificed his life visiting towns and villages, including hard-to-reach areas, supervising the distribution of food and non-food items, including cash support, as well as interacting with people, and reassuring the citizens of his administration's commitment to restore peace and resettle them in their ancestral homes with dignity. A compassionate, hardworking, resilient, committed and humble governor is also focused on serving his people with dignity. Today, as a substantial number of displaced people have been resettled and livelihoods have picked up, especially agricultural activities, recording a bumper harvest. To ensure a sustainable and durable support towards recovery and attainment of lasting peace, the ZULUM administration has created an agency that coordinates humanitarian activities of INGOs and other partners involved in humanitarian activities in tandem with the needs of the targeted population in the state.
Riders will also come forward to receive the dummy check for 250 million naira from His Excellency the Executive Governor for his members and that of the Keke Napep riders.
The administration of Governor Babagana ZULUM in his first 4 years in office has disbursed over 4 billion naira as empowerments and grants to clubs, associations and cooperative societies to stimulate the ailing economy of the state due to the over-decade-long insurgency that has affected the socio-economic and political lives of people of Borno State. This is part of Professor Zulum's post-insurgency recovery drive aimed at alleviating the impact of poor economic status of citizens. This empowerment drive cut across all strata of people, especially the small and petty traders that were worst affected by the insurgency. Among the beneficiaries were petty traders at the Old Custom Roundabout, Monday Market, Budum Market, Teshambama, tie and dye craftsmen at Shauri South, cap makers at Kulogomna, and those from Bama residing at late Senator Ahmed Zanna's residence of Mohammed Indimi Road.
Today's occasion underscored our quest to minimize youth restiveness by empowering them to boost their existing businesses or venture into new businesses of their choice to enable them to become self-reliant and useful members of the society.
Excellency, kaga halin da muke ciki, kaga wahalar da muke sha, ka kira mu, ka ba mu keke napep ɗaya bayan ɗaya keke napep ƙwaya 500 Your Excellency sa. A hakan ma mutum ba mutum 500 ba mutum 2000 suka ci gaba da wannan mashinan nan a sanadiyar wannan mashinan yau da yawa sun samu keke napep nasu da kansu Your Excellency sa. Your Excellency har yanzu baka bar mu ba ka kira mu ka ba mu mota Corolla LE mota miliyan 3.500 ma mutum 200 mota kwaya da ko motar mutum biyu a sanadiyar su wasu ma sun samu motocin kansu Your Excellency sa. Jama'a babu da abin da za mu ce sai dan mu godiya. Ya za mu yi mu saka ma gwamna Professor Babagana Umar da alheri mu biya sa abubuwan da yake mana abu ɗaya ne bai karbi ba. Ranar zaɓe mu fito mu dangwala ma jam'iyyar gwamna Professor Babagana Umar Zulum daga Tinubu har zuwa member House of Assembly na mu shi ne ko abin da za mu yi mu riga mun biya sa.
Similar support has been extended to traders in Biu, Goza, Bama and Gala Town, in addition to low-income traders at Boleri stores and widows of military and police living in barracks in fulfillment of Governor Babagana ZULUM's promise made to support them. Also, the ZULUM-led administration has supported the youth through the Youth Empowerment Scheme to redefine their potentials by shunning political thuggery and idleness and venture into meaningful means of livelihood. 152 political thugs, formerly known as ECOMOG, were trained in different trades and provided grant ranging from 500,000 to 2 million naira to start a business and become employers of labor too, in addition to scholarship for the children of the proscribed ECOMOG to pursue their education.
The scheme is part of our commitment to combat political thuggery through conditional cash support to the youths who have given up thuggery across the state. We have therefore transformed them from political thugs to potential owners of small businesses based on the entrepreneurship skills they have acquired. We shall do everything possible within the resources that we have to invest in this company. We are due to increasing the capacity of the company.
The ZULUM administration has constructed and commissioned the new office complex for the Borno Investment Company, which hitherto to the inauguration of the investment house, the company has been renting office accommodation for the past 35 years. Equally, the administration has recapitalized the investment company to enable it to operate optimally in accordance with its mandate of identifying, harnessing and attracting investors to invest on the potentials of the state.
It is my singular honor and privilege now to commission the Bosco filling station.
The ZULUM-led government has reconstructed and upgraded the Borno Supply Company Bosco fuel stations at Old GRA and another one along Gambarungala Road, in addition to the procurement of fuel tankers to ensure uninterrupted fuel supply to motorists. Similarly, a complete remodeling work is ongoing at the Borno State Hotels in Maiduguri in an effort to resuscitate the hospitality and tourism industry. Also, the Governor ZULUM administration has constructed a befitting ultra-modern market and bus terminus along Bama Road at the state capital. The ultra-modern market and a bus terminus has 457 shops with conveniences, a worship place, administrative block, while the terminus has a parking space of 100 vehicles at a time in a well-secured environment. No doubt, this edifice will reduce traffic congestion and boost economic activities to enhance the internally generated revenue of the state in line with the 10-point pact of ZULUM transformation and post-insurgency recovery drive in Borno State. Similarly, the administration has constructed and commissioned the Alpha Mechanic Village, meant to stimulate and encourage automobile and apprenticeship among productive members of the society. Governor ZULUM also disbursed 305 million naira to 4,250 automobile mechanics and artisans to boost their trades. Water is indeed essential for human, animal and domestic use. Hence, the administration of Professor Babagana Umara ZULUM on assumption of office in May 2019 embarked on the rehabilitation of faulty boreholes as well as drilling of new ones across the state. In this regard, the administration through the Rural Urban Water Supply Scheme has drilled 381 new solar-driven boreholes across the state, rehabilitated 401 existing boreholes and provided hand pumps across the state. In the same vein, the present administration through the Ministry of Water Resources has completed the turnaround maintenance of the Maiduguri water treatment plant, Alo Raw Water Facility and procured 16 1,250 kVA generators to ensure uninterrupted water supply to the teeming population of Maiduguri and Jere. The administration of Governor Babagana Umara ZULUM facilitated the completion of the multi-million naira Dala Alhamdari Waterworks, which was jointly funded with the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC. The Waterworks C, as it is called, has the capacity to pump 9 million liters of water daily and supply 150,000 houses. The Alhamdari Water Project was on the drawing board for about 20 years before it was commissioned by the Professor ZULUM administration.
Water is life, and there is no life without it. As such, government is investing heavily in water to ensure its availability, affordability and safety for both human and animal consumption across the state.
The administration has also drilled and commissioned hybrid boreholes at Pulka and Chibok towns with 750,000 litres surface tank and 500,000 litres overhead tank each, powered by a 100 kVA generator and solar-driven energy to ensure an uninterrupted water supply to the towns.
We are here to commission a multi-million naira project which was established mainly to provide potable drinking water to the people of Chibok, town of Chibok local government area. This facility is providing water not only to the community of Chibok local government area, but also to this very important community and other communities along the line. Let me also commend the efforts of the Commissioner for Water Resources for this very good initiative. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Similarly, another mega waterworks project is currently ongoing at Azare Town, the headquarters of How local government, in addition to the construction of water facilities in Moramti, Bulabulin, Meiri, Chabbal and Maiduguri, among others. The civil service being the vehicle for executing and actualizing government policies and programs to the people, Governor Babagana Umaru Zulum has reinvigorated the ailing civil service to a more proactive and result-oriented service to navigate his mission of providing effective service delivery. The Zulum-led administration inherited a backlog of gratuities of retired civil servants to the tune of over 27 billion naira, and so far the Zulum-led administration has paid over 24 billion naira with a commitment to clear the arrears before the end of the first term in office.
The accumulated backlog of gratuities over the years has become worrisome to all, and government is making frantic effort to settle all outstanding gratuities and pension arrears to our retired civil servants. This singular act of paying gratuity to retired civil servants and the state and local government pensioners will go a long way in reducing their sufferings. It will also reduce poverty and stimulate economic growth in the state.
Similarly, one of the policies introduced by the Zulum-led administration is the automatic migration of retired civil servants to the pension scheme without delay. The administration has trained civil servants on a continuous basis to further improve their capacity, enhance performance and service delivery. In line with this proactive approach, Governor Babagana Umara has allocated an office in the State Secretariat where issues of civil service are given prompt attention. To ensure effective and efficient service delivery of government programs and policies, the Professor Babagana Umaru Zulum-led administration has reconstituted and established 9 agencies to propel his administration's agenda. The agencies include the Bureau of Public Procurement (BPP), Borno Geographic Information Service (BOGIS), the Security Trust Fund, the Education Trust Fund, and the Borno State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency. Others include Borno State Career Guidance and Counseling Board, Borno State Traffic Management Agency, Borno State Local Government Audit Commission, the Borno State Agency for Coordination of Sustainable Development and Humanitarian Response, as well as the Borno State Arabic and Sangaya Board, among others.
These are agencies that have been created under this administration, and they have been constituted. They are now functioning very well and discharging their mandate in accordance with the law that empowers them to do that.
Governor Zulum, during his first term in office, has proved to the people of Borno that the covenant he signed is to provide the desired leadership and development to propel the state from the ashes of terror to a shining star in the desert. To ensure full restoration of civil authority in all the liberated local government areas, Governor Babagana Umara's administration has reconstructed over 35,000 houses and municipal buildings. This has fast-tracked the return and resettlement of internally displaced persons to their ancestral homes with dignity. Similarly, the Governor Zulum administration in the past 3.5 years has constructed over 10,500 rural houses. 6 mega housing estates have so far been constructed. Government has also constructed a new local government secretariat in Biu, which hitherto have been operating in a rented office complex since its creation. The Zulum-led administration has also constructed government lodges in Goza, Askirauba, Benishek, Chibok, Haul and Bama local government areas, while those destroyed by the Boko Haram were also renovated. The Professor ZULUM administration has also constructed 22-bedroom and 51-bedroom staff quarters at the University of Maiduguri to ease accommodation needs of the institution. Also, Governor Babagana Umara Zulum's government has constructed a 1,080-seater auditorium at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital. In addition to the construction of 24 units of 3 bedrooms, doctors' quarters, and 100 million naira to cushion the cost of running the hospital towards providing effective healthcare services. Governor Babagana Umara Zulum, a professor of agriculture, is poised to revive agriculture, which suffered setback due to the over-decade-long insurgency. To this end, the administration, for the first time, has launched an agro-rangers scheme meant to protect and safeguard farmers and their farmlands in the state. The agro-rangers is a combined paramilitary personnel of the Civil Defense Corps, the civilian JTF, vigilante and hunters formed to ensure farmers have access to their farmlands without hindrance or threats by terrorists. Borno is mainly an agrarian state whose people are 80% engaged in farming, animal husbandry and fishing being the major occupations. On assumption of office, Governor Babagana Umara Zulum, being an agricultural engineer himself, took the issue of security with utmost seriousness to ensure that farmers have access to their farmlands. The governor has also launched the distribution of farm inputs to farmers for the cultivation of thousands of hectares of land. This is to boost both rainy and dry season farming in Borno State. With peace returning to the state, farmers in the 2022 season have recorded a bumper harvest across the state.
Government of Borno State, under my distinguished leadership, is here to support the farmers with these agricultural inputs so that they can have the opportunities to cultivate their land for their own benefits. And therefore, I'm urging all the communities to judiciously utilize all the inputs that we are given to them today.
Promoting the cause of women through empowerment opportunities is one of the twin-point pact of the Governor Zulum administration for the overall development of the state. In this regard, the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development has empowered over 3,000 internally displaced gender-based violence survivors from 10 different IDP camps by training them in different skills, thereby making them economically independent. The ministry has also empowered 1,037 vulnerable blind men and women with the sum of 30,000 naira each for economic independence. The wife of the state governor, Dr. Falmata Babagana Umara Zulum, has been supporting the widows and the vulnerable in the society. Equally, the wife of the governor has been a vanguard of girl-child education as well as assisting women with VVF to have a normal life after treatment. In addition, support was also given to people living with disabilities to earn a means of livelihood for a better tomorrow.
The government and people of Borno State are highly impressed with your contribution to the development of the educational sector in the state. In fact, this project will go a long way in revamping the education sector, which has suffered a setback as a result of the activities of the misguided people. I am optimistic that this college will impact positively on the lives of our school-age children, especially the children of the internally displaced persons and the orphans.
Following the massive surrender of over 90,000 Boko Haram fighters, farmers and their families, the Ministry of Women Affairs, in conjunction with the military, introduced de-radicalization and psychosocial programs to overcome their horror experiences and make them responsible citizens for reintegration with their communities.
The desire of the federal government is to make sure that we settle you well so that you can do your own work and your business and you can live with your families in peace.
Governor Zulum also maintains excellent working relationship with his deputy, Umar Usman Kadafur. This perfect match was demonstrated when Zulum, for the first time in the history of Borno State, visited his deputy at his office to see how he is faring in meeting with the challenges of governance. Similarly, Zulum is the first governor that handed over the instrument of governance to his deputy to proceed on vacation in Borno State.
Professor Babagana Umara Zulum is a man of proven integrity. I always see him as my senior brother because the kind of relationship that exists between me and him is beyond governorship.
The Professor Zulum administration has remodeled the blind workshop at Budum. The administration has also remodeled the Fatima Ali Sharif orphanage and the complete renovation of the family support school opposite the State Specialist Hospital, Maiduguri. Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, a recipient of national honors of the Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON, a member of the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, a fellow of numerous engineering bodies, and a recipient of the Grand Commander du Nigerian, GCON, from Niger Republic, and dozens of awards of excellence in leadership, transparency, humanitarian, and good governance from reputable organizations. Indeed, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum is an epitome of good governance and an exceptional leader who has hit the ground running with a well-fashioned 10-packed agenda that navigates his administration to the path of recovery and accelerate development of Borno State.
Let me use this opportunity to thank His Excellency Babagana Umara Zulum for keeping his campaign promises. Your Excellency, I cannot remember the number of projects I commissioned during your past tenure. These laudable projects are impressive. I thank you. We all acknowledge the excellent work that you have done, working closely with the federal government and other stakeholders to bring back the IDPs and refugees from Cameroon and other neighboring countries. I think the governor deserves another term.
Certainly, one good term deserves another.